Good evening and welcome everybody to the WSC Windward Sailing League. This is the second race of the season here in New Catalina. I'm joined by Imperialistic Dragon, who is doing our recording and coverage this evening.
Hello.
And Dude 3, sorry, and Dude 3, who is helping on commentary. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing quite
Well,
good.
Are you guys doing
great.
good?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely
Good.
an interesting.
Good.
Nice day.
I'm so hungover. We have 14 people in the audience. I'm not sure how many of them will actually stick around, but I'm quite excited for a good race today. We last Saturday, we had the Labard Open, the Royal Labard Open, or the Royal Labard Regatta, sorry, which was a pretty exciting race. Let's pull up the map of this route and let's have a little look at the course that the sailors will be racing on this evening. Let's have a look. Dude, what do you think about the route that Noish has picked?
I do like it. It's a callback, blast to the past with the previous year. I do enjoy the ending there with the optional route between the islands if you want to be risky.
Yeah, I mean this course is pretty similar to the one from the first season. I'm trying to remember some of the key sort of flare-up points that could occur. Definitely some of those early turns because of the wind.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be some crashes and some serious trouble there.
I can tell you, even at the start line here, the red ship is already blocking. I think this is blue right here. It's gonna be fun.
Money on in regards to winning this race. Who do you think's got a good chance?
You gotta look at the betting. Look at the odds. Odds is saying EDC is gonna win, but everything can change.
I think at the stop.
EC. Yeah, it is Cadiz.
Yes.
That was a curious one, seeing them top. I mean, obviously they won the first regatta, but for those that weren't at the Royal Labard Regatta, there was a massive crash right at the end, which basically meant the front three ships all got knocked out of the race, basically. The front three at the time... Who was the front three? I'm trying to remember. I remember the first one was a French ship. I think it was Orion Racing in first. Then second was Royal Blue. And third was Royal...
We also had the Andorran ones right there at the front. The VSU, which I forgot their name. Viserion.
Well, last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend. They were up at the top.
They snuck through at the end because of the crash.
Yeah.
So my point is, the current leaderboard, pull up the current leaderboard that we have, Dragon.
Yep.
The current leaderboard is a bit deceptive because actually it was all thrown all over the place last minute. So it's going to be really interesting. We've actually just been joined by Ari. Hi, Ari. How are you?
Ari.
Hi, nice to meet you. Thank you for
Hello.
welcoming me here.
Nice of you to turn up a little bit late. How are you doing?
Apologies. I had a Christmas dinner evening thing that kind of took my time away, but I'm doing great. I'm excited for the race. I'm excited to see who comes out on top.
Who's your money on?
Oh, well, that's a great question. I mean, I think we do have some underdogs here that are in kind of the smaller positions, but I don't know if they'll be able to take the top three at the moment, who are also in very, very strong positions going forward. I mean, my money's on anyone really. It's quite a dangerous race with lots of shoals, so anything can happen really.
These early turns. There's this is quite a famous spot in New Catalina, the shoals early on that they've got to pass through. It's going to get very messy, and I'm very excited. Listen, I don't know how it's going to be for racing, but as far as a spectator sport in terms of clashing and crashes, I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens. I just thank God I'm not on the judiciary and the umpire team for this race, because Sushi's going to have his work cut out, I think.
No, last race was just pure chaos. I was chilling in with them, listening. It was incredible. The amount of complaints they got. But it was stable,
Exactly. So today, for those watching behind, it's in the future. Also, sorry, I'm hungover, so I'm going to be like, stumbling over my words a little bit. I apologize. We have Noosh from France, who is racing manager of this whole race. He's organizing it. He is managing the setup and helping with the umpiring. And we have Sushi as a head umpire. Sorry. So they're going to be basically handling it. They have a big team of people that are working with them. And it's going to be they're very good at their jobs, right? Like last week I was talking to them, we were discussing it. Sushi's very experienced. Noosh is very competent. So
They have a lot of passion with this.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm gonna leak a little bit of fun strategy that I heard from the James boat, since they're always gonna be fun. They might, according to them, they found that you can actually skip a lot of these turns, or not the turns, but skip the islands by simply going over them. So we'll see how many times they just crash on purpose.
Who said this? They're going over the islands?
James boat.
James boat might be going over the islands.
Some of the turns, I don't know. Some of the turns can apparently be cut simply by going over land because the shoals are just so small.
That's going to be interesting to see. I wonder how
Yeah.
the umpires will react to that. That's anyone's guess.
According to 6-2, he's gotten permission by Sushi, but we'll see how far that goes.
Interesting.
It is.
It will be interesting to see. I'm just looking. I didn't realize they had a ship of the line as the starting line. The Tonnerre.
Oh, yeah.
Tonnerre? How do you pronounce that?
Tonner, I think.
Something like that,
Tonnerre? Tonnerre.
There's a white ship, a white schooner at the front that's pulling away. I don't know where they're going. I think they are.
If we, remember from last race, it might be. No, it's. I don't know. No, it might be the ones that ended up last place. Who's that? Les Marines Civres that are pulling away, since they had this problem last race too.
I mean, they came last time, right? So they've got a lot of room. They've got a lot of picking up to do. They've got a lot of work to do to be able to get back up the leaderboard in the overall standings. How many yachts do we have here? We actually don't have that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11. The 11th one in the back.
4, 5, 6. Yes.
Well, I can't tell.
It seems to be 11. Yes.
Yeah, 11. Okay, that's a good amount. That's a good amount actually. That's most of the pack.
Yeah.
Can confirm Yugoslavian Hell Divers have pulled out because they will not be able to make it.
Siders, actually. Not divers.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yugoslavian Hell Sliders, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what's going on here with this. Do you see the Spanish orange ship? I don't quite know which one.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, the one popping out.
Yeah. They're in such an interesting situation because they're cutting off their fellow Spanish, and they're cutting off the Royal Red Yacht Club.
I can almost guarantee to you that they have passed the starting line, because I'm looking at the guy on the beach with the flag, and I'm looking at the Ardents.
I agree, actually.
A lot of these Spanish ships, and there's a second Spanish ship too on the right of it that is also.
It might be to
possibly cutting.
the bow of the Ardent, maybe.
Maybe. That's different from last week. No, even at the bow, it's barely over.
It's going to be interesting to see if anyone's punished for that. Now, normally we're included. Normally, a lot of us sit in the management room. There's a VC below us with the management team in, with Noosh and Sushi and all of their umpires. Normally we sit there, but today we're going to be outside the judiciary team. Yeah, so we're going to be viewing the punishments that are issued and the breaches, just like everybody else, same time, and obviously we'll have our own opinions.
Yep. You'll get the unfiltered opinions of Race
famous
management. Yes.
So they've all done their pre-race briefing as well. So Sushi just
Yeah.
briefed. Sushi and Noosa briefed them all. Ari, do you think there's any flare-up areas that we should expect in this? I mean, where do you think, if you're racing this, where do you think the most dangerous and risky zone is? Let's say for EDC, the favourites. Where's the most risky zone?
I think it's going to be in the very southwest corner when you have to do that sort of chicane around those southern islands. I think that's going to trip a lot of people up because it's going to require a lot of corners to be cut, and that's going to lead to quite a few penalties from teams trying to undercut the next team over. But again, it's just watch out for those shoals. I think really. I don't know exactly where they are, but I felt they'll catch a few people out.
It's those little shoals right in the middle that I'm nervous of, because that's not a huge gap, and it's reasonably early on the race, such that I don't think the pack will have broken up that much, and so them all trying to squeeze through there could get a bit ugly. Right down in the south as well, that little island far down south, I think that could get a bit messy because that's another really small little spot.
Yeah.
And also the exciting part,
with the
we finish in Sugar Cove, but that little cut through, it'll be really interesting to see if anyone takes that. I mean, it's so small. I don't entirely know if it's even possible to get through. Maybe for one schooner, but multiple, I don't know. So that's going to be interesting to see if any ships utilize that to its advantage.
The problem with the southwestern chicane there, that's against the wind, because the wind is coming from south, and at that point maybe from the southwest.
Exactly.
So they're going to have to be tacking a lot through there. Also, apparently, I've been requisitioned for the management team, for the penalties team. So I will be seeing you gentlemen later when the race is over.
We'll see you later, dude. It was nice talking, man.
Nice talking to you guys too.
You too.
Ari, how's your weekend gone, man? How's your weekend been?
Honestly, it's been quite fantastic. I had a rough workout on Friday, which has left me quite sore. So I've had to take it a little bit easier than I normally would. But it's going quite nice as well. I caught up with some nice friends from various universities. But hopefully we can end it with a bang with this race.
That's good. It's I've been burning the candle at both ends. I'm pretty exhausted. It's been a heavy weekend. We did 12 pubs of Christmas last night, which is pretty intense, as you can imagine. Stresses the Grinch. So that's why I'm so hungover. Just from my understanding, I don't believe they don't start the race exactly on the hour. They start it based on a cannon fire system, I think, to my understanding. So I actually don't know exactly when the race is going to start. So we're just going to have to keep our eyes peeled and pay very close attention. I'm loving these shots from Dragon. I can appreciate good cinematography. There's some people that, it pisses me off when people take screenshots or like videos where they're completely zoomed out the whole time.
Oh God, yes.
It's just like, come on, brother. Come on. Yeah. The WSC art competition has been less than thrilling.
No, there have been some bangers, but the overall quantity is quite disappointing. So I'm considering sort of keeping it going maybe for a few more weeks to encourage more people to get in.
The Blue
There's just free Robux.
Back in the day was had a lot more entries than this.
Yeah.
Which region are you most excited for in terms of a race? Like, which region do you think is going to have the best race?
Well, I think we're going to see a really interesting race here in New Catalina, but I think I'm going to be slightly patriotic and say the Viserion Isles because it's just such a beautiful region. I think the shots that are going to be able to get from the cinematography team, as well as potentially the race itself, is just going to, I think, just slightly top the rest of the races. And that's what I'm most excited for. I'm
also excited for that. That's a while off yet, though, isn't it? Really?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. But
I have more to crank out before then.
I'm very excited about that. So there's probably going to be another race next weekend, and then a break for Christmas. And then we'll get back on it in the new year. So hopefully the Serenades will be in the new year. I have just heard one single cannon shot from the Ardent, so I think we are approaching. It's tough not knowing what a ship is, which makes this a little bit more difficult. But when they approach and get closer, we'll be able to tell better. It's interesting to see some of these schooners holding back. If you were sailing in this race, Ari, would you be holding back and trying to get a running start, or would you be sitting?
No, of course not. I'd want to be right at the front, get that first sort of advantage to put me ahead, because as soon as you go around these tight corners, you want the best racing line possible, and if you're slightly behind, I don't think it's possible that you're going to be able to hold that.
Interestingly, there's been the next cannon shot, so I think we're 1 minute out. So I'm expecting to see the race begin in 1 minute. Let's get ready. Yeah. So that is the 1 minute timer. So I'm expecting in about 30 seconds the race to begin. Oh, someone's had an early start. VSU, the Seven Sailors Union's had an early start. Oh dear.
Oh dear. What a poor start.
There goes your boys.
That's definitely going to put a hamper on the races to come.
Yeah, they're going to be right at the back. But as we established last week, you can come back quite easily. Like last week, the teams at the very bottom actually managed to sneak up to the top because, like, I'm pretty sure EDC, Cadiz. Oh, and we've started. Have we not? No, clearly. I mean, that was the 1 minute timer. Oh no, we are off. All the schooners are creeping ahead now. This is going to be a very interesting start. The 4 Spanish schooners are all abreast of each other. And there's already been a collision right in the middle. So those 3 that were, the 3 that I mentioned, the Cadiz, Royal Red, and Royal
Cadiz
Blue.
Red and Blue.
Yeah, they all just immediately rammed into each other. Royal White has managed to gain a slight edge right at the front, and
immediately Andor has gotten a penalty for a false start.
I mean, not surprising. That is a very embarrassing and very clear penalty. There's no discussion here.
No.
See, I'm not a fan of that because one anchor penalty, in my opinion, false start, 1 anchor penalty. That doesn't make any sense to me. I realize that the punishment's probably been issued because they've very clearly veered off course. But in my opinion, you'd have to go all the way back around and go back through the start line. Instead, they've got a 1 anchor penalty, which in theory means you could just start early and take the anchor penalty, you know what I mean? And just get away with it. Interestingly, we've got 2 lines forming. This looks like a fleet battle.
It looks like Trafalgar
2 lines
almost.
forming. It does. It actually does. Royal White Yacht Club, slightly upwind of the 3 Spanish ships that are... let me review the map. Let's have a look. What are we looking at here?
I mean, this is already a very, very strong start from Spain here. You can see they have 4 ships way ahead of the lead, with their only real competition being the Royal White Club. And so it's going to be quite interesting to see how the leaderboard's going to look after this race.
Yeah, Spain had 2-1 odds on betting at the start of this race. So clearly the bookies knew what they were doing. Because right now,
Spain will probably win this. Someone from Spain, at least.
Then there's Portugal. That's Chudnor's team. Pulling up in, where is that? 4th? Roughly 4th position. It's actually quite difficult to tell positions because obviously downwind, upwinds, it all makes a difference. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's also really hard to tell who's who.
All the Spanish look kind of the same.
Yeah, they do.
And the 2 French. Actually, 3
French.
French.
You are so far behind now. They're going to really struggle to get back in there. So I can't see them clawing it back.
Just wait for the chicane.
That's true.
Chicane's going to bring everything back.
There's a long way to go. The tricky part about
Exactly.
this race, about this regatta, is that they're going to have to go upwind for a huge chunk of the start. That's why they're floating out at such a weird angle, and why they're going so wide.
Yeah. It's a difference from the last race, because last race was pretty much everything downwind.
Yeah, the Labard Open was a nice, easy, friendly, and safe introduction. This
Yes.
is a serious step up in terms of difficulty, I think.
That is very true.
The current WSL leaderboard has Escuderia di Cadiz, led by N54, on 10 points in first. Then James Boat, led by 62585, 9 points. And Espiritu di Catania, or Carta. How do you pronounce that,
Cartagena.
guys? Anyone know how you...
Cartagena.
Cartagena? Something like that,
I
yeah. Fourth, the Syrian Sailors Union. Fifth, Orion Racing Team. Sixth, the Royal Blue Yacht Club. Seventh, the Royal White Yacht Club. Eighth. God damn, man, I'm too hangover for this. Basically, Disciples de Mateo. I'm just going to say it in English. Disciples de Mateo. Ninth, Royal Red Yacht Club. 10th, One Owen Friends. 11th, Les Marines Ivres. Something like that. Yeah, 12th, Portugal Warriors with Chudnor, the GOAT. And then 13th and 14th, East India Company and the Yugoslavian Hellsliders. Interestingly, okay, I just panned back into game, and there's been some turning. So look at this. This is a really interesting situation. We're going to see the starboard-larboard tack rule coming into play here.
You're saying larboard. How can you do this, man?
I'm sorry, man.
You're in France, man. You moved over to us, and now you're saying larboard?
So the Royal Red Yacht Club has just obstructed one of the Spanish ships. What do you think about that, Ari? I mean, who's at fault there?
It's hard to tell, really, but it's better coordination on the tack, I think, is needed. But we'll find out soon from hopefully the race directions, who will issue out a
I
penalty
believe
where
that
it's
is
needed.
that's Red's penalty, since
I think it
the
is.
Spanish one is on the starboard tack.
I do
So
agree
they
with
do
that.
have.
It's harsh, but I do think it's true.
There we go. Punishments are out. Royal Red got an anchor drop penalty.
Yeah, that's tough for them. You've got to feel bad. Make sure we're covering that imperialistic. Get that crash that's just occurred, because that poor Spanish ship, whoever they are, had right of way and have really been hampered. I'm also pleased it's now morning in game, because
Very sun, man.
I hated nighttime, bro. I hated nighttime.
Maybe.
Blue are clawing back in it. This is what I was talking about when I said you can claw anything back in these regattas. Interestingly, the blue ship.
Oh, what happened to the Spanish one at the back there?
Ooh. Red obstructing the French here again. It's a rough start for them, I must admit.
We're at the start, or?
Well, it seems like
The
the Royal
Spanish
Red
ship was the one that
Yacht
was
Club is
interrupted. Yeah.
Yes, but if you see here, they seem to have rammed the French ship near the after
Well,
the
Cadiz have
formation, as well
also-
as obstructed.
Cadiz have
another
also
ship.
got a port starboard punishment.
Yeah, they got it previously. I think at the start of everything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. We're still waiting for Royal Red to fulfill their punishment.
They can do it at any point before the race ends.
That's true.
And they may be appealing it, to be fair. These things always do, there's a lot of appealing going on.
Yeah.
Who is this? Do we know who this American flagged ship is? The pirate ship? Do we know which team that is? The one just behind blue. The one behind blue.
Interesting.
No idea.
Might seems to be James Boat, 6'2", I believe the cap.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it is
It
James
is.
Boat. Okay,
James Boat.
Okay.
So you've got James Boat
They want to be special like that.
just behind Blue. Now, Blue, coming up on this obstruction, Blue has to give them space around this island. If Blue doesn't turn starboard a little bit, then James Boat is going to be cut off.
Ooh, but the two Spanish right there, the Spanish on the port side is also blocking the one on the right of, is it Blue?
Yeah, I see the ones you mean, but they've definitely given themselves enough space there. You only need to give them enough space, and there has to be an overlap going into it.
course.
So Blue there, if you see, they've turned a little bit starboard. Give them enough space.
Right.
That's a good move.
No, this might actually be part of James' boat's strategy. I told you earlier that they had found that they can just go over islands sometimes. And that might be part of it right here.
Royal White Yacht Club are pulling away with it right now.
On the other end of the playing field, I think the VSU have completed their tack and now they are well on their way. But the wind might catch them out here, interestingly.
Yep.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen.
Very true. We aren't at the, interesting part yet.
No, exactly. It's about to get feisty. It's about to get feisty. I'm just trying to work out who's who and where everyone is. Okay, that's Commander. Which team does Commander lead?
Commander.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it's one of the Spanish teams, but he's 1-0 in friends. Okay, so the running pack stands Royal White Yacht Club, 1-0 and friends in second. Then we've got the two Spanish teams behind, one of which is the Espiritu de Cartagena, one of which I believe is Disciples de Mateo, maybe?
Oh yeah, probably, because the Cadiz got a punishment, maybe?
Yep. Then, so that's the front four. They're the leading pack, and that's a serious battle for third place there. Then behind them, there's a close battle for fifth, which is currently being defended by Royal Blue Yacht Club, but they're in a tricky situation where they're sandwiched between Portugal Warriors and James Boat.
But James Boat is pulling away. Look at that. They're going for the point of sale. Is that the name?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, James Boat is completely going away from everyone else.
They're pulling a
They might be trying to gather speed here to try and undercut the positions of 6th and 7th.
They do have to pass between two specific islands, like at the front there. So this course is taking them further away from the optimal line.
So with this temporary turn, James Boat is pulling their way into 6th. Portugal Warriors in 7th. Then behind them, we have presumably Orion Racing Team in 8th. Let's have a look. Is it Orion Racing Team?
Yeah, that looks like Orion with the green flag.
Yeah, that's Orion. They did well in the last race. They did really well in the last race. So they're definitely one to watch, and they could come back. Then behind them, we have Cadiz, and pulling up at the back of the pack, we have Royal Red Yacht Club.
Yeah.
VSU are about a mountain behind. They're on a little pleasure cruise at the very back of the pack.
Oof, for them. Well,
hey,
all three of the guys at the back did get punishments, so apparently it's very effective.
One thing that's good these days... Oh, I realized also, even outside of free cam, we can now see them all coming past, which is quite nice. It's quite cool to see. But the teams only have to pick 6 of the 7 regattas to put points forward for. So actually, by the end of the season, you get to delete your worst race, right? So, every race counts, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world if you have a bad run. Oh, so no, that last Spanish ship is actually Cartagena. Yeah, my bad. They're gonna hate me for this. Cartagena. I'll call them this Espiritu. They are right at the back, actually. So Cadiz is actually all the way up in 3rd place in that battle.
Oh, here. I got another cheat sheet for the pennants for the Spanish ships. Red is Cartagena, Cadiz is yellow, and Ferrol is blue.
Interesting.
And I imagine...
That's useful. Cheers, Drippy. XD Drippy just sent us that. That's very useful.
That is so nice of you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I was
the purple one, though.
My glass and trying to figure out what I was looking at, which is not easy.
Is then Disciples of Mateo purple?
Seems like the lead there, it's the Royal White Club has maintained is slowly fading away because it seems very, very close up in the lead here.
Yeah, it sure does. That Spain contingent is really putting up a chase.
I'm wondering if they're going to have some sort of friendly terms between them. Try not to fight over each other, but they might have a bit of competition between them.
Okay, here. Purple is the 1-0 and friends, apparently. So, currently have 1-0 and friends battling with white for 4th place?
Yeah. Have we seen red do their?
Red are all the way at the back, doing
Maybe they
something.
did. Maybe they did. And VSU are just now passing
The first headland.
that first. I think was it gate 3?
Yeah, but no, that they have better wind going south then.
They do. So who knows? We might see a comeback here, especially as these teams start to attack across the chicanes. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't count on it just yet.
Of course, coming later means that the chicane is going to be harder, since the wind is coming from more west, and you have to go pretty much west.
I mean, right now the pack is basically going. I mean, they're going to be turning really upwind here. This is going to be such a tough tack because look at the wind, look at the wind, and look at where they have to go, and look at the thin.
Are they already tacking?
It seems
white
like they
attacking.
are.
This is going to be very, very messy here because ships are definitely going to start getting in each other's ways.
Oh, this can be fun. I
There's a
don't
punishment
envy
coming.
the matchmaking guys currently.
Yeah,
No,
there's a
no.
punishment going. Cadiz are going
Is there-
very wide. So that's Cadiz on the far end. They're going much
Yep.
wider than a lot of the other ships. Interesting tacks here. Blue have clashed with the Orion Racing team. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah, Blue
Looks
have
That
clashed.
should be a penalty for blue then. We'll see.
That's such a tricky one. I don't know.
No, because the blue did tack in front of Orion, and Orion simply
An
couldn't
anchor
turn
has gone
fast enough.
down.
James Boat is not tacking at all. Simply decided to go in front of everybody else.
So CDM. Who is CDM? I actually don't know.
Interestingly, the yellow Spanish ship has had to anchor, so that's put them kind of out of the race in the pole position here. But whites are also coming across the stern of James Boat, it looks like.
Oh, Commander. So
Very messy race here. Maybe a chance for the VSU to gain some positions here.
I think 1-0 and Friends. I don't know why he's put CDM, but he's tagged Commander, which is 1-0 and Friends. Has just been a punishment for the port tack right of way, and they've said they've been accused. They've been accused of causing collisions.
There should be the Spanish with the purple pennant.
They've tagged. They said CDM. And they've tagged Commander. Now I think CDM is referencing Disciples de Mateo. I don't know though.
No.
Who is
That shouldn't.
Who's CDM?
Nobody's CDM. I think he just means commander. Oh, they're blaming the 1-0 and friends tack for all collisions.
Maybe that's an oversimplification, but who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? So Portugal, Chudnor and Portugal has managed to get a really effective tack there, but he's going to struggle to turn because he's currently headed straight into land.
Straight into the wind here.
White.
I'm
White is attacking
interestingly,
again.
yeah. I'm wondering if anyone's going to start striking these square sails and trying like a crawl upwind rather than a series of tacks in this very congested area.
That's a great idea, actually. I can't see it happening just purely because I think enjoying that little bit more speed, even if you have to tack repeatedly, would be an advantage. But it's certainly an interesting option. I think James Boat are really gaining some ground here. So if they can keep this inside lane, who has...
Oh, Portugal.
Right of way here.
2 ships just tacked in the middle of all of that.
Interestingly, we've seen the catch-up of the VSU here right at the aft, but it's going to be a nightmare for them to navigate this massive ships and...
Sushi just sent "Oh sweet Jesus" to the punishments chat. Royal White Yacht Club have caused a collision and therefore been given a 1 anchor drop.
Yeah,
I think
that's
when
a lot of James Boat crashed into them.
For Roll,
And
it's just crashed into Portugal. Again, technically...
That should be Portugal's punishment because they tagged in front of everybody else and
here
hadn't
we can
completed.
see White have anchored right in the path of the yellow pennant Spanish ship,
That
which is they have also struck their squares. So we are seeing that strategy here to try and climb those positions upwind. But it's
yep, that is Cadiz
seem
right there,
to
just
have-
crash into white.
Oh my god! I'm just
That's
looking at it on
really-
Imperialistics. I'm looking at Imperialistics' point of view, and it's just hell on earth.
Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
The
Christ.
VSU take a longer turn here. They seem to be going around the aft of all the ships, but it's going to be interesting to see what their
James
strategy
both
is.
seems to have taken the lead. Maybe
So for anyone watching
if
at
they
home
attack now.
who isn't aware, vessels on a starboard tack, which means the wind is coming from the starboard side, have priority over a vessel on the larboard tack, which means the wind is coming from the larboard side. But
Yeah.
if they're both on the same tack, then leeward ships have priority over windward ships.
Which means that if you're downwind of someone, you have priority over the ones that upwind.
Yeah, and that is why the ships that are attacking, technically, the ships coming behind have priority, bizarrely. So that's why there's so many punishments being issued here.
And
Blue
apparently
are-
white are being told off for dropping their anchor in the middle of everything. Which is
It's not
reasonable because that just caused Cadiz to crash into them.
really fucked over Cadiz here.
Really?
I mean, we're seeing the starting two ships over here. It seems Chudno has struck his squares. Interesting strategy again that we talked about, and it seems quite a few ships are following suit as well. We're seeing basically every single ship here strike their squares here in an attempt to crawl upwind here.
So Ari, maybe you was a pioneer. Blue have really blundered. I mean, they're so far behind now. They've dropped so many spaces.
White just got another punishment for that anchor drop in front of the other guys.
Oh
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I think that's harsh. I can't lie. I mean, at the end of the
I don't
day,
know.
he wasn't
They
meant to
did
be
drop
the
it
punishment.
while standing still.
You're issued a
Um,
punishment to drop anchor. You drop anchor.
Yeah, but you don't have
Keeping
to drop
anchor
it in
wall
front of other
is-
people.
It is
Seems
scummy.
there's a collision now between the Reds and another French ship over on the east here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and is that who's the red one? You need to get that bloody cheat sheet memorized. Cartagena.
Yes.
Some very interesting moves here, but we have seen the VSU catch up. That effective wind going down the strait has really boosted their positions up a little bit. But it's how quickly they can crawl upwind now is the issue.
I am surprised that Portugal Warriors are second place in the lead. So one of those two.
What is
This
this?
is their first race, and
What
they're
is this?
already back.
Orion Racing Club and Red Squadron. I mean, what is going on here? Who do we think has priority in this situation? I mean, it looks like to me Orion are at fault, but
Seems to
Maybe.
just cut them over.
But I think Red was tagging, so and if they tagged and then Orion crashed into them, then it's Red's fault since they tagged in
Yes.
front of other ships.
is Orion not on the larboard tack?
They are, but so is Red. You don't get on the other tack until after the tack is done, and since Red hasn't finished the tack yet, they're still on the port one technically.
I think it's I mean, it's tricky. It's tricky.
It's hard.
That's a very
We're
tricky.
seeing
James
some of the
Boat
lead
just took
ships
lead.
here. Yeah, we're seeing some of the lead ships here set their squares again and start pulling away with the brilliant wind. This is the time to get this
God,
gap.
that's beautiful.
James
Yes.
Boat has just done so well there. I'm guessing. I mean, how did they manage that? Did anyone see exactly?
I think it was a series
Yeah,
of a series of really effective tacks that just barely maneuvered their way across the bows of these other ships here.
No,
James
they
Boat.
continued going. They didn't go close to the island, so they went further north using the wind, and then they tacked to actually get a better point of sail.
Here we go, another penalty for Anvers here, not leaving room for the Reds. From
That should
the,
be
the east
Orion.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so that's an anchor drop for them. Maybe Red can go into the lead here.
Maybe we'll see.
So we're now passing
Ooh,
gate
James-
6. James Boat is the first.
They had to deploy studding sails even to utilize this wind.
Interesting.
Portugal Warriors in second. In third is really hard to tell who's in third, but I'm going to give it.
I would say
I'm
white.
gonna give it to White. Yeah, I'm going to give it to White. In fourth, maybe Cadiz. Are we saying Cadiz in fourth? Or maybe
Yeah, I'd say so.
For Roll or Cadiz, it's really hard to know
It's
because
for all the blue one.
Yes, that
Yeah.
should be
Yes.
Disciples of Matteo.
Ferrol are in an interesting
I'm
position
liking
here because
Cadiz.
they
I'm
have
liking
much
Cadiz.
better wind here. Is Cadiz
The
the yellow
Cadiz-
one or the?
This
Yes,
is the
Cadiz
yellow.
is yellow.
Roll is blue. I think
don't-
it is because they're going to be able to turn larboard here and
Yeah,
crawl
all
their
the
way
ships
outside of the cone. If they're outside of the
Mhm.
cone, they could be doing fine. It's going to be interesting to see
I-
who pulls away
I
there.
feel
It's
as if
gonna be
Ferrol is in a
interesting.
better position there.
Yes, I agree on the Ferrol here. As soon as they get that wind in their sails, they're going to go beam breach very, very quickly to the lead of the pack. I mean, if you look at Cadiz here, they're going to have to still crawl up wind to get to these positions, whereas Ferrol
Yeah.
is going to be basically their best point of sail.
As an interesting
much.
observation, the Viserion Sailors Union has really managed to make a comeback. Obviously, they're still at the back, but they are back in the race.
Mm.
There's been a crash now
Yeah.
between Cartagena and is that
One and friends.
Yeah, One and
ship.
friends.
Interesting here to see not much Spanish camaraderie here.
Right? Hey, when I was back like in blue, I remember telling the boys, I was like, we are not working with red or white. Okay, this is war. I don't want any collusion between the teams.
It's gonna be interesting coming around this headland here between the three Spanish teams. So we have Cadiz, Ferrol, and the Royal Red Club. It's gonna be interesting to see how this turn is gonna go out.
I can't see any way in which I think we've got a winner of the race already, bizarrely. We're now battling for points. James Boat is a whole 2 minutes and 1 second ahead.
Oh,
2-minute gap.
we have a
That is-
collision here
wow.
between the VSU and the Spanish ship.
That
It's interesting to see who's at fault here, but both ships are very, very buggered now, really. taking the rear of the
two
pack
ships
here.
at the far back simply making it worse for
Yep.
each other.
Yeah. No one wins in that situation.
Never. That's
Which
true.
tack is the VSU on? It's really hard to tell. They're
I
flagging
think
Yeah.
they're on. They were changing from the starboard to the port,
because I think
but still tacking.
I mean it's tricky because obviously the Spanish ship here has to give room around the obstruction.
Yep.
I don't know. Leave that one
It
to the
seems
experts.
as if we just had another punishment go out to Commander's ship, which should be One and friends.
God, there's a lot of punishment.
And Cadiz also got another punishment.
N54 has just DM'd me saying this map is very crappy, way too cramped, and a horrible wind all the way through. I'm enjoying it. I think this is a test, test of skill.
This is to see how well you know the rules.
Yeah. I mean, we're hearing from the Emperor of Andor that the situation of VSU is comical, to say the least.
I feel bad for VSU because they just clawed their way all the way back up to the race, and then they've just been
to
immediately
get mucked over by
walloped.
the
Yeah.
Spanish.
Hey, remember, it's all about building points. You're looking at your
that's
overall leaderboard position. Every single point helps. Last season, the two top teams were RBYC, Royal Blue, who are here in this race, and Royal Red, who were organised by a different leadership last time. But
That's true.
both teams were drawn in first, and Blue didn't win a single race. You know, they just came third, fourth, racked up the points. That's what it's all about. We're seeing studding sails coming out. Who's that? Cadiz. Cadiz have got studding sails. In fact, they're all coming out with studding sails now.
This is the optimal point to do it because you're going so much downwind that 4 can be a little bit to port.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time for it.
Now the question is, how many extra sailcloth do they have on them? Like, how many times can they repair the studding sails?
They can repair them as many times as they physically can.
Yeah, but that depends on how many sailcloths they brought with them.
True, it's true.
That's the question.
Let's hope
But then
they
the
all
optimal
restock.
storage.
Sailor. Cartagena have really fallen behind here. They are almost out of the race as well. Royal Blue are also doing so badly. They are so far back. That's 1-0 and Friends just dropped their anchor, so that's their punishment. So Blue scrape their way forward.
That seems like a bad spot to drop your anchor, like in the part where you're going the fastest.
Royal Blue sneak up into 8th position. 1-0 and Friends down into 9th. Cartagena in 10th. Sorry. VSU in 11th. Meanwhile, at the other end of the race, we have James Boat in first, who are currently tacking upwind. Once again going upwind. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Portugal Warriors led by Chudnor in second. Royal White Yacht Club in third.
We're still waiting on 2 anchor drops by both Cadiz and 1-0 and Friends.
I think one of friends just dropped their
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they did drop one of them, but
It's
then
gonna
they
be
still have a
interesting to
second
see
one.
if Cadiz can drop their anchor during the tack or on the straight.
Like both of them did get 2 punishments, and 1-0 has only dropped 1 so far.
Hold on.
We'll see.
James Boat completing the tack here.
Orion Racing just got a warning to let Blue go, or they're gonna get another punishment.
Ooh. Ooh, this is.
Unofficial warnings.
Where was that? Where
Interesting.
was that?
It was a deleted message in punishments, I think.
Yes, it is.
Interesting situation here. It's interesting at the front as well. Cadiz are in an interestingly positive position here. I mean, they're cutting it very, very close to this island, which may or may not pay off, but it puts them in a decent position for the tack,
That is true.
rather than White and Judnor, who have gone quite far leeward, it seems.
I got a reminder by Drippy that White still hasn't dropped their second anchor for blocking people earlier. So we still have to wait for that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
gonna be
I've,
interesting
I've,
where they choose to put it, but they are in an interesting
That's
position
true.
here because they seem to be blocking
But
potentially
they
2
are on the
ships
starboard
here.
tack now.
It is
No,
true.
they,
that
they
is
are
true.
on the starboard tack, so they're good.
I
Whatever
do
happens
feel
is Red's fault.
I'll tell you one thing. I feel like the USN region, New Cat, is underrated. Like, I'm just looking at some of the little forts they've got going on here. Like this fort that they're approaching around. what gate is this? Gate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This gate is like 9, 10. That little island. This fort is really cool. If we added fort raids, this is me appealing to Sal through this. If we add community-run fort sieges and fort events, look at how
Oh,
cool
yes.
this would be to fight over. Do you know what I mean?
This would be a lot of fun.
I think a lot of the forts in the game are cooler than the port. You know, the actual major loads.
Some of them are very dumb with how they're built, but other ones are really great. So yeah.
I mean, interesting where we're commentating for was Fort Perry over here was a major part in the when Andor was at war with the USN. It was a major part in how we actually kind of mucked them over, because we could just take this fort, because the defenses aren't actually that limited. We could just take their fort and shoot them as they spawned, which put a dampener in their morale.
I
when it
remember
came
the
to our battle.
complaints.
Yeah, they weren't very happy with that. But it ended up good because they sued for peace and we came to an alliance. But it's an interesting piece of history here, and that's what I love about Windward.
That's true. It's such a nice love story.
Yes. Rest in peace, Ashbourne.
Amen. With Ashbourne.
So James Boat are pulling ahead. Now the thing about James Boat's situation is that there's a risk you get a little bit complacent when you're so far ahead. You know, you can't see anyone else's tacking techniques, and also the wind will change, which may disadvantage you because you're actually so far ahead. So it's going to be.
That is very true.
I'm hoping that maybe we get. I mean, no, they are so far ahead.
It's very hard, and they've trained this before. Like they know the path that they want to go.
I know Blue did a practice run. I know Portugal Warriors earlier on. I joined in to do some scouting, and Portugal Warriors were doing a practice run. I know a lot of the teams doing practice runs. It's benefiting Cudmore, to be fair to him. He's all the way up in second now.
You can see Cadiz pulling around in third here, cutting over White, who unfortunately had to give way to them. But it's a battle between Reds and White here in fifth.
Exactly. Now, White is leeward of Red, so Red does have to give them space.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But no, I think Red's flexible
to avoid.
Red's pulling away.
Red are in a keeping the sails trimmed there was a very, very beneficial position to them.
That's very true.
Blue, what the hell are Blue doing, bro? Can we get a welfare check on Blue Squadron?
Seems Andor as well.
They're actually behind VSU now. They're about to come in dead last.
That is impressive. No, here Blue is going higher up. They can get a better point of sail, possibly.
Yeah, maybe. It'll be interesting to see how that pans out. It's kind of crazy to think just how dominant Spain were at the start of the race and how far back they've dropped. I mean, we've got
They've
Carter.
got us so many punishments. We're still waiting on two anchor drops by Cadiz also. So even though they're really far up, they're gonna have to fall back a bit.
Is that Orion in the back, or is that's Orion? Isn't it?
That's Orion, yeah.
Oh. So they're also
battle for last here at the moment. Seems Blue has a better point to sail.
Yes.
battle for
But
last.
they might be blocked by Orion.
Yeah.
If Orion just goes straight. And doesn't optimize that much.
There's definitely a battle for third going on. Red, white, Cadiz, and Ferrol, all in this battle, I would argue. Portugal needs to be careful because they're being chased down by these couple of schooners here.
Portugal is going to have to be careful because Cadiz is now on the starboard tack and Portugal is, technically on the port one, maybe.
No, you're right. They're on the larboard tack. You're right.
Yeah.
Portugal have to avoid them there.
Not long.
We heard an anchor just go down from one team.
No?
It's
Is that
Cadiz. I think
Cadiz?
Cadiz
It's
have
Cadiz.
anchored.
It's
Yeah.
Cadiz.
I mean,
first one. They still have a second one that need to do.
That's a bizarre time to do it. I can't lie.
Aren't they in front of Portugal right now? Imperialistic. Yeah.
Not anymore. Portugal pulling ahead.
No.
Here.
No. Yeah. But it did block them a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
it did
Here comes Ferrol.
Yeah. Ferrol is going to crash into them. Maybe.
We'll see.
That's a crash.
There's contact.
That is a punish. That's going to be a punish.
More punishments.
That's more for Cadiz.
Let's see if Sushi submits that. I'm expecting another anchor drop for Cadiz. So
that will be the third one that they have to do.
just do one anchor drop and immediately you've got another one.
Oh, wait, is that's Ferrol? And wait, no. Who's the Cartagena? Or cutting across the island, skipping a checkpoint fully?
The hell?
Interesting.
Have you seen that?
What the hell?
That interesting.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
great
really
point.
We'll see what the punishment's going to be for this.
I mean, surely the punishment is they just have to go back through the gate. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, that would be the sane solution.
It would be rational solution, but who knows?
So the order now, roughly speaking, James Boat in first, Portugal Warriors in second, Cadiz in third, but pending 2 punishments. Arguably, I mean, it's hard to tell, but maybe Ferrol. Oh, we're about to have another crash.
Cadiz is having to... Yeah. I mean, Cadiz over here is having to take evasive actions to avoid their teammates here.
God, yeah, no. What is Cartagena doing? Just pure confusion. Yeah, Cartagena skipping gate, 1 time penalty. And I think the time penalties are 1 minute long. At least.
A 1 minute time penalty, Blood. Are you joking?
No, it depends. It depends on what Sushi wants. Depending on how much this changes up the race.
Yeah, skipping gate's got to be a hefty penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
1 minute.
I mean, they seem to be skipping another gate unless they tack here.
Yeah. Which...
I mean, who knows? I mean, maybe it might be worth it. It's only a minute for skipping a gate. Unless
No, it's not a minute. It's up to Sushi's discretion. So if Sushi wishes it to be more than a minute, it can be more than a minute.
Yeah,
it depends on how much he thinks that this will affect the race.
I think that's basically them crashing out of the race, if I had to guess. I can't see them... I can't see them... I don't know. I don't really know what's going on, to be honest with you.
No.
Anyway, in first, James Boat. Second, Portugal Warriors. Third, Cadiz. Fourth, Ferrol. Royal White. Ferrol managed to actually maneuver themselves quite nicely, forcing White to get out of their way. Fifth is Royal White, but they're about to be overtaken by Royal Red, who have got a slightly better point in the wind, I think. Point of sail.
Yep.
Then 1-0 and Friends just behind them.
And Cartagena just got this second time penalty for skipping another gate. Which, we'll see how many minutes extra they get.
Surely they get disqualified. I don't know. That's just me personally. I would disqualify. I have an iron fist.
Oof.
then Orion Racing Team, then Viserion Sailors Union, and then Blue, who are having an uncharacteristically bad race. They're a good set of sailors, but maybe not their proudest moment so far.
They had some bad times, with the crashes.
Yeah, but I don't really think that was necessarily what sent them so far back. I don't really know what sent them so far back. It might have been a bad decision in terms of tacking.
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
Cartagena has fully left the race because they're not going the way that they have to do. They had to go west now, but they're not.
Yeah, I think they might be retiring from the race,
Yeah.
which is a bit bizarre.
Maybe. No, wait, they might be blocking James' boat.
That's surely a disqualification.
yeah.
Should that happen?
Look at it. They're tacking currently, which might get in the way of James' boat if they're really.
Surely it's qualification. I think
evil.
personally, I think you got to set a precedent for this and DQ them, because this is that they're obviously trying to skip a couple of gates and then just technically go through this gate, but I don't think it works like that.
No. Like these time penalties are going to be enormous once they
Screw
get
the time
published.
penalties. I think they should get disqualified. Personally, that's just me.
Yeah.
No time penalties to DQ. Missing one gate is one thing. I mean, even that's pretty bad. But missing two gates should be a DQ.
Apparently, Wait, who's that? That someone is serving a time penalty in a really bad position, blocking other people.
Who is it?
I think that's why it's being. No, Cartagena just got disqualified.
Yeah.
Deserved.
I'm glad. See,
Yeah,
Sushi,
fully.
you're on the same wavelength. We're on the same wavelength.
He really follows the rules. Like,
It's interesting to see if this was purposeful or if this was just skipping out the race.
it has to be.
No, I think
But
they thought,
skipping one gate is.
yeah, I think
maybe.
they thought they'd go
I
through.
mean, they are coming right past. We could probably hop on the ship and get an interview.
Ooh. Live interview from the disqualified
Yeah.
people. Who's shooting the cannon on the fort?
I don't know.
That's
Go,
kind of
go.
dangerous. Yeah.
Well, interesting race so
Okay,
far.
how's the rest of the?
James' boat will be extremely happy with how it went. I mean, that one turn basically gave the race.
I'll be honest, I am not happy for this because I had to pay out a big bet for this.
No, really? What's the?
25 cargo bet on James' boat for 11-1 odds.
Oh Lord, who did that? Who did that?
The Comet, the only real guy that bet anything.
Damn. Well, what a
Yeah.
result for him.
That's tough. Can someone just get in the way? Maybe you can get Cartagena to block their ship. Would be better for me.
Fair play to 6-2 because he's actually built on his like lead
Yeah.
as well. Like he's not relaxing or resting on his laurels. We have still got a really sharp turn into the final end finish line. So, let's not.
God,
The race isn't over. The race isn't over.
I had to pay out 275 cargo. God.
I remember back when I was running the betting, pretty much no one ever.
No, we had the Schlicken one. The 333 cargo.
Oh, yeah, true. But then he bet it all back on another bet and lost it.
I'm gonna convince Comet to just bet the 275 on the ship again.
Roll
hope that he doesn't win
it.
Yeah, all in. Double or nothing, man.
There's still this race for fourth going on.
Yeah.
First, second, and third are all basically decided. First place will be James' boat. Second place will probably be Portugal Warriors. Third place will probably be Cadiz, although they are waiting on punishment. So
They still have, what is it, two anchor drops, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. Maybe we missed it. It's very possible, I suppose.
No, they haven't been checked off yet. Or one is, two anchor drops haven't been checked off yet. Same with 1-0 and Friends. They have two anchor drops missing.
Then, just behind there, in the battle for fourth, we have Royal Red Yacht Club, who are pulling ahead with Royal White and Ferrol. So they're still very much battling out. Then behind them, sixth, in the battle for seventh, or maybe still in that little pack, We have Orion, and we have 1-0 and Friends. 1-0 and Friends going much wider on the turn.
Of course. But one of friends with 2 punishments left.
And then floating behind, which is a battle for points more than anything. The difference in 1 and 2 points is a big difference. VSU and Blue Yacht Club.
That is true. Oh, the people are apparently calling for hashtag free Willem. Probably since the ship just got disqualified.
We can see the studdings coming out here from the last place contenders.
What a lovely... It's sunset racing currently. What a lovely...
Beautiful.
Lovely view.
Yeah. We're successfully played from the night to the next night.
So we're probably going to see a nighttime finish here, interestingly.
Yeah.
This is some...
Great, I'm at
Which
the
F1
finish
race
sitting
at
here.
night time? Which F1 race at night time? Is it Abu Dhabi?
Abu Dhabi,
yeah.
Yeah. That's the
It's too
vibe.
hot in the day.
I mean, it's too hot at night, but they still do it.
That's
So
true.
There's a bit of debate there.
You can see Willem sailing off in the distance. Rest in peace. DNFing is rough.
It must have been on purpose, man. They did it so obviously.
Yeah, no, definitely. Definitely thought they could try and just get a time penalty and skip the gates, but it doesn't work like that.
At 2 time penalties, it's kind of tough.
See
And
lots
then
of ripped
immediately
studdings
begin.
here. Interestingly, ripped studdings will actually slow you down when it comes to heading downwind. So it's interesting to see which teams are repairing and which teams aren't.
I
didn't even know that.
I thought they just gave you less. Like, it gives you less and less until you have fully destroyed studdings, then they give you nothing.
There might be some science required there, but
We can ask
might slow
Cutley
you
to
down.
do another experiment.
Yeah.
He's been doing so many of those.
Well,
see
interestingly,
White bringing in their
James
studdings here.
James Boat was not taking the cut through into the final.
I mean, when you're that far up,
You don't want to risk it
got to play it
at that
safe.
point.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
I think that cut through is for more desperate teams. Massive gap between the podium here and the last place finishes, though.
Yeah, what a result! What a result for James Boat.
Amen. It's well done by them.
Got to start making the graphic for the new leaderboard.
Ooh.
They came second last week as well. Wow, didn't quite clock just how good James Boat were doing.
I think we're seeing an overtake from White to Farol here. It's interesting to see. I mean, they're head-to-head, so it's interesting to see who's going to pull away here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so laggy, I can't really tell. They're both stuttering forward at the same speeds.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Noosh announces as the final results. Hard to keep up.
Oh, yeah. I think there's a guy currently in the Martello over at the finish line shooting the cannon.
Oh, Lord. Maybe that's like a...
No, it's not. He's not official as far as I know. Because I'm the guy currently being official here. And he's just shooting the cannon for no reason.
Yeah, it's probably fine. There's only so much damage
he might be
you can
shooting
do at
Willem.
one time.
Yeah, no. He might just be shooting Willem.
Yeah.
But William's gone, I think. William's left the region.
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh, very well.
Is it Kurgo? Who is that? Oh, no, it's...
Oh.
Yeah, it's Kurgo. Yeah, it's Kurgo.
Seems to be maybe a possible collision between Wano and Friends here and the other friendship. Orion, I believe. They're very, very close together. Orion's had to take a slight evasive action here.
Oh, no.
I mean, a penalty this late in the race will mean very, very, very far behind in terms of positions.
That's true. But we'll see. There's a lot of punishment that still have to be fulfilled here. I think Cadiz is still
Especially from
missing
Cadiz here.
one of our friends.
I mean, Cadiz are currently battling for second or third here, so it's going to be... How many did they have? 2 anchor drops? 1 anchor drop?
Yeah, 2 anchor drops left.
Yeah,
Two
that could
anchor
hurt Cadiz.
drops,
That could hurt Cadiz. If they get a time penalty if they don't do
Yeah.
it in time.
That's true. Yeah. We have 2 penalties for KDs and 2 for 1-0 and friends. But the 1-0 and friends are
Interesting.
a lot further back. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, no,
It's
no,
getting quite
it's a good
close to
race.
the back here. It's getting very close to the back here. I mean, interestingly, the top 3 had worse wind coming over, so their lead is
Portugal
diminished.
Warriors have borderline thrown. Why have they gone so wide?
Yes. Could be that they were trying to gather speed when the wind was slightly more northerly, but it's shifted easily since then, so everyone's kind of
That
benefiting
is a
off that beat
terrible
coming in.
blunder, and I think that's going to cost them a lot of positions. That would rage bait me, bro.
Mm.
Ooh.
Lots
Is
of
it going to get
penalties to be
another?
handed out here.
It is going to get another punishment here because they're on the larboard attack. Oh my god, this is going to be brutal. Oh dear.
Yep. And we have
Oh,
James
God.
Bode entering very soon and crossing the finish line.
Oh, it seems like two ships have decided to take the risk here. Blue and the VSU going through the channel.
I rate that. I love that. They've basically got to because they're so far behind.
Yeah. I mean, it could work out for them, but as you can see, the wind is not doing them any favors here.
Blue have snuck through there. VSU are stuck in irons. Completely stuck in irons.
Yeah.
Blue.
Could be.
Blue really. Oh my god.
I mean,
Blue.
are they going to make it through? That's just the
This is
question.
insane. Blue could be cooking here.
This could be the comeback of the century. And they make it through, it looks like. To
What a
potentially
comeback.
take home a podium here.
What a cut through by Blue.
No.
We're seeing lots of the other ships kind of cutting themselves off here, and they need to perform another tack to get in the position of James Boat, while Blue is already on the right heading. I mean,
What a
this
turn.
could be it. VSU striking their squares here to try and get some more upwind position.
All the other yacht schooners are basically in irons, whereas Blue has the point of sail outside of the cone.
Oh,
This
and
could
here we
be.
have-
This could be very interesting. Seems the VSU are struggling here without their squares to help them maneuver. They may collide into the land here. This is quite a poor show.
What a finish! This is VSU are fighting for their lives. Bless them. Blue have managed to pull away with it.
Yep. James Bode has
Take home
successfully crossed the
second.
finish line.
James Boat
Wow.
come first. It's official. James Boat to come first. I spoke too soon earlier when I said
Congratulations to
Portugal
them.
Warriors would come second. Portugal Warriors are now last. In fact, they've actually done such a terrible turn. This is why in these regattas, anything can happen at anything moment. You can never relax. Portugal Warriors now last. Then it is 1-0 and friends.
Blue taking home second here. What a
What?
comeback from
What
last
a
place to second is miraculous.
Impressive.
VSU gaining some speed here. Actually, it might work out for them because these other players have to take attack. This could be a really interesting win here. But you can see 1-0 and friends here getting quite close to the VSU. Maybe
Yep.
avoiding a
Next
collision
ship
here.
has entered. Who is that just entered?
But we might see, we might see a podium full of last place finishes originally.
VSU's creeping ahead. They've got a good point of sail here.
Red here starting to gather speed. It's going to be a race. It's going to be close, but I think VSU are creeping forward. They have the better point of sail here.
VSU might get a punishment for blocking Orion Racing. That's a risk.
We will see. We will see. Many of the other ships completing their attacks here. We can see Cadiz, who still have to take their
Cadiz have
anchor. I
got
think they've
another
just done one.
Cadiz have just been issued another punishment.
Oh,
Not
no.
doing quite well there. Ferrol kind of being fucked over by Cadiz here, actually, interestingly. Is this 1-0 and friends? No, it's Orion. Orion are coming in. And I believe...
Viserion have just passed the finish line.
Yeah,
I
we can confirm.
We've just
What
First
happened?
place
just
in-
seen a tremendous finish from Blue and the VSU.
Wow.
First place James Boat, second place Royal Blue, third place for Sarian Sailors Union, Fourth place is about to be Royal Red, who have sailed a very respectable race, you must admit. I'm actually so, like, VSU and Blue getting through that sneaky gap. What a result. I'm surprised not many more people didn't use it. Because it was, if you did it properly, it was pretty easy to get through, really. Ryan Racing, it looks like, are going to grab 5th place. They were quite far back as well. We've had a complete overhaul of the order. White Squadron are languishing in irons again. Portugal Warriors are falling apart. I'd be crashing out if I was Chudnall. Feel bad for him because he sailed a very respectable race as well, but he's having a tough time of it.
Hadiza issued another punishment. I don't know if that's been checked. Yeah, that's been checked off already. Wow. What a finish. What a finish. It's interesting. It's interesting to see how the game has been changed just by the addition of that slight gap for those risky players, and it turns out it's just completely worth it.
Honestly,
I bet some of the other ships are kind of snapping themselves for not going through there.
Should we get an interview with
has
Immunos?
paid off. Yes,
I
can get some of the VSU guys as well.
Let's start with Immunos. We're good to speak 6-2 as well, to be fair. Let's bring Immunos in.
Yes.
Good evening, Immunos. Good to see you, man.
Good evening indeed. Great evening, actually.
Immunos is the team principal and team captain of Royal Blue Yacht Club. Congratulations on clawing that back to 2nd. Before you start, I'm just going to confirm, do we know who came in 1st, Cadiz, or was it Farol? 6th and 7th? I can't remember, but they've just crossed the finish line. Royal White Yacht Club has crossed the finish line in 9th, and it looks like 1-0 and Friends are going to be in
Portugal.
1-0 and Friends are going to be in 9th. Yeah. Portugal going to come in 10th, yeah. And of course, we can't forget, at the end of the day, everyone gets a point today, so that's what counts.
Well,
anyway,
maybe not the team that DNF'd.
Yeah, sorry. That's how did it feel going from why did you end up in last place so early on? What happened?
Well, we were doing fine at the start. Oh well, actually not really. We got boxed in a couple of crashes at the start, but what can you do? So then started to make our way back. We were until like gate 4 or something. We were 6th. Wait, let me check the track. I forgot which one it was. I don't know. Until like gate 3-4, we were in 6th place, but then a lot of happened there. People just started crashing into each other, and that pushed us very, very far back. But since I did one practice run yesterday, I knew about this guy that it's like very easy to go through, and with the wind going like at the end would be like this. So I knew that going through the gap would be the optimal way, even if you had to strike your squares. But we didn't because the wind already moved quite a lot. So if I actually came there sooner, I would probably go as everyone went because it would be more beneficial. But since we came to that position when we came, we didn't even have to strike squares, and we just had the optimal point of sail and just sailed to 2nd. I was quite surprised that no one actually went through that. I don't think even Endor wanted to go through that. They just.
James Boat has an advantage, but the other schooners, I was very, very surprised. We've actually been joined by Noosh. I think Sushi was in here a second ago, but Noosh is in here. Noosh, were you surprised that not more crews use that cut through?
I wasn't necessarily surprised that more ships didn't go through, but I was expecting Immunos and possibly Viserion to, cheat their way through that. It was very, very good that I saw people going for that, since I added it for this exact reason, to see teams go from pretty much last to a podium place at the very least. And, I'm, not necessarily proud, but I love the fact that people went for that. Love the fact that obviously Immunos went for that. It jumped him up from, I think, basically second last to exactly
we were
second.
Last. We were last at that point.
Yeah, they were dead last.
Yeah,
they were dead last. And we were confused as to what happened, but it was really impressive to see. It was a really fun finish. Sad, do shed a tear for Portugal Warriors because they sailed such a respectable race and did so well. and they were so clearly in second, and then just made one mistake on a wide turn at the end. That's why you can never relax in these races. Ended up
So what
last.
happened? I have a question. What happened with the Spanish? I don't know if they actually went through the course.
Cartagena, they skipped 2 of the checkpoints and then tried to get in front of James Bow and got disqualified.
Oh.
So yeah, the disqualification came. So there was a confusion with the rules, and those are being cleared up now. So by that, we've seen them miss 2 gates, and with that is a DSQ. So
yeah, I think that's
That's where
justified.
it
We
came
were
from.
arguing, we were discussing it here in the commentary, and we were agreeing should be disqualification because it was too much of a very flagrant breach of the rules. Can't wait to see the exact leaderboard, the exact list of who came where, because I actually know exactly what happened with Cadiz there. We thought that Cadiz had another anchor to drop. Did they
had
do
another 2. Yeah,
Are they going to get a time penalty on that?
they're gonna get a time penalty to their final time. Yes.
Oh lord, that might hurt. Two
Interesting.
anchor drops. That's going to hurt.
Yep.
Can we, Noosh? Can you read out what order everyone officially crossed the line in? Maybe ignoring time penalties, but what order they actually crossed the
Yeah,
line?
I would like to know where White finished,
So,
because they were
dude-
doing very well.
Yes.
Dude, can you send
I-
in the M's, please? Dude has
Uh,
them, so
they
you can say them aloud if you want.
The problem is not all flags can be seen during the recordings due to POVs, but I'll try to give you. Yeah, we'll have to go through them a little bit as soon as I
Just having
find
to,
the
like,
recording
learn.
with James Boat.
We was having to learn every single flag that everyone was saying.
Yeah.
We've got 31 people in the
That's-
audience and 37 people in the VC overall. So, hi to everyone that's with us. Nice to have everyone join
Yeah.
us. Congratulations on a good race. Well sailed to those guys that participated. Let's see. Is 6-2 in this VC? He is. All right, Eminos, it's been a pleasure talking, mate. I might move you back down
Yes.
to
It's
audience. Let's
I'll
get
go
6-2.
over to
in.
race management.
Alrighty. Let's get 6-2 up here. Hello, 6-2. Good to see you.
I can't be that loud right now since it's 5 a.m. But yeah, we win these.
Congratulations on the win. How did it happen? I mean, you suddenly pulled away. There was that little turn upwind where everyone was tacking. It was a complete mess. I mean, it was quite an interesting watch because we had no idea what was going on, and you just suddenly.
How should I? Every single person tacked at the exact wrong point, and because we were on the starboard tack, we had right of way over every single ship in the regatta. So no matter what they did, we could just force them to ram into us, because we have right of way and we cannot turn up. So by doing that, we basically just pucked over everybody else in the race and got to first.
Congratulations. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Like manipulating and using those rules to your advantage. Was there any point where you were nervous, but going into it, was there any points that you thought might be particularly flare-up points or areas that you were anxious about? I mean, you had such a head start, but
I will say it was like quite bad. At the start, we were like pretty much dead last here going into the start because there just wasn't room for us to cross the start line. But after a while, I would say it was smooth sailing all the way till the end, where I was kind of anxious about the gap that Nush mentioned earlier. Since if the wind conditions were good enough, then people could just take that gap and skip over us and take the first place from right under us. So that was like
we were
really
discussing that, to be fair. I mean, the advantage Blue got was absolutely insane. I was like, Jesus. We at first I was confused to why you weren't taking it. To be fair, you had such an advantage and head start. There was probably no need to risk it. Before the race, Stu was mentioning that you might have had a sneaky strategy to cut corners or go over a little bit of land. Did you do that?
No. What strategy? No, I mean, I don't think there was any real strategy here. We just sailed. I mean, honestly, going into this, I wasn't even expecting like a podium place. Like, I wasn't like anticipating a top 5, sure, but I wasn't expecting to like win this entire thing. So, like, my crew, we didn't really prepare anything too big for the event because frankly nobody had like time. Everybody's in different time zones. Like, I'm in Asia, Comet's in Denmark. Like, everybody's just spread around. So we haven't really had time to coordinate anything yet.
Well, fair play for just pulling out the hat then. You honestly dominated that race, and that will put you now. The official race week 2 leaderboard hasn't come out yet, because obviously there's still punishments to be issued and time penalties, and I think Cadiz are going to drop down. Cadiz were in first last week. You were second. This week you've gone first. That's a pretty strong form. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, your form of second and first would be pretty good. You're going to go 19 points going to
Comet did win like 200 cargo off of this bet, so we win these.
Yeah,
I would just like to point out a certain image in the lounge. We win these in GG.
It's the James Boat War banner. Lovely. And next week's race, which is, do we know which race is it next week? I've completely forgotten. Does anyone know?
Unsure here.
Not the top of my head, no.
Let's get it up. Let's have a look. Because I want to ask about next week's race and what we're expecting. What should we expect to see? Yeah, next week is the Grand Prix of St. Nick. Obviously, that's a very different race to this one. A lot less technical and a lot more speed-based. So what are you sort of anticipating on that front? I mean, any sort of insight into what your plans are for that? Or is it just the same again where you're going to wing it?
I think he's gone back to the audience.
Bad, my bad. Should we, to be fair, it is late at night. Where's, is Nimitz in here?
Yeah, I can bring him on stage.
Yeah, bring him out. He's VSU, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Second now. Where will that put them? They were in fourth last week as well, so there's a seriously strong team as well. They're gonna be well up there. Nimitz, congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Big result.
I gotta thank my crew, especially Kingo Kart came in clutch. Especially when we were panicking after the false start, which was totally me. That was me just mishearing the firing cannon. But
yeah, because we were saying at the beginning, you never count any team out in this season, this whole league, you know, because like you were so far behind, right? Almost to the point of like ridiculously far behind, but anything can happen. And as soon as that first pile-up occurred, you sort of clawed your way back in it, and you've ended up in third position, which is a seriously impressive comeback. Was there? I mean, what was you thinking when you were in last position, like so early on? What was going through your head?
When will this be over?
Valid.
It was just like, there's also yeah. But I knew I did a couple of practice runs earlier this week, so I knew that those turns by the East Islands, there'd be a huge pile up there. And I knew we were still in it, but I just knew there was a less likelihood of us being able to win. So
I'm going to extend the same question then I extended to 6-2. Grand Prix of St. Nick, what are you thinking? What are you expecting from that race? I mean, it's a lot more open, it's a lot bigger, and there's a lot less turns.
I think it'll be mainly it'll be like Monaco, where like it's like Monaco. It's like it's basically starting positions because you can't overtake. But in here, it's like the exact opposite, where the tacks and jibes are where you overtake. With less turns, I think it's just like everyone's on a prince. Like there's only so much you can do to go faster. It'll just mainly be who can get there and who can do best initially on. I don't think there's going to be a way for a comeback to happen next week, but who knows?
And some of the racers and some of the captains in the racing crew chat, they're saying that the tracks need to be wider. Do you agree with this? What's your opinion on the track sort of size?
I think it's it really depends. Like really the fact that we have this many teams, what makes it fun is these tight points where overtakes can happen, where it's who's willing to play Russian roulette almost with the sandbanks. Yeah. And that's how we caught our way back, because we were willing to take that shorter route, that cut through. And even though it may be tighter, I think like that's what makes it special, and really just means you have to plan. Like I had a whole plan ready for that. That's why like I was where I was in the beginning. That plan is now was useless once I false started. But
Yeah.
I think it's just really you have to pre-plan for these positions.
So do you like? So you almost enjoy the unpredictability of these tight turns, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay,
and it's
that's
really
good.
yeah.
I agree. Obviously, there's a lot of criticism of them after that race, especially. But I really do think it adds so much opportunity for overtaking. You know, in that situation where you was in, for example, where you're stuck at the back early on, if the racetrack is really simple and wide and easy, sometimes I feel like the race is over before it's even begun. Just about how you start. That's it. Whereas with, for example, today's race, it was a proper battle right to the end, and anything could happen.
I am happy to announce that I have every single position now.
Okay, hit us with it then. Let's hear it.
Okay, first place, James Boat. Who would have thought? Second place, Royal Blue with 52.8 seconds. Then we have Viserion Sailors Union, 52.58 seconds. Royal Red, 53.24 seconds. Orion Racing Club, 53.46 seconds. Disciples de Mateo, 54.10 seconds.
Okay.
Escarre de Cadiz, 54.30 plus 1 minute 30 for unserved penalties, so that changes up a bit. Still hasn't been processed. Actually, I should put them at 56 seconds. 56 minutes. Go on. Then we have Roll White with 55 minutes. 1-0 and Friends with 55 and 53, plus 1 minute and 30 seconds for unserved penalties. And Portugal Warriors with 57 minutes and 31 seconds. And at last, Cartagena, which is disqualified.
All right, interesting. Is that going up in one of the chats?
Yes, they'll be adding in the penalties very soon, which should mean that we have James Boats, then Royal Blue, then Viserion, afterwards Red, Orion, Disciples, then White, afterwards Cadiz, then Portugal, and at last 1-0 and Friends.
Wow.
What a result. Wow. What an interesting turn of events at the end as well. That was a great race to watch. Speaking of Portugal Warriors, unfortunately they came in 10th position. We have Judnor, the team captain. Judnor, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of rooting for you in that one. I was...
Oh, never mind. Portugal Warriors are last. By by about 8 seconds. Even after accounting for one of our friends' penalties.
Rip.
I am very sorry. This should be announced very shortly.
This unlucky Judnor. We was rooting for you. Sad to see you get absolutely... I mean, you just went so wide on that turn. What happened? I mean, you were second and into literally the last gate, and then you finished last. What happened?
I don't really know, to be fair. I wasn't expecting a great result. I kind of told my XO that I was expecting at least to become 10th in the race, which we did. So
that's true.
Your prediction was accurate.
We kept expectations.
You did become 10th. That's very well done.
James
I think we gave everyone a bit of a run, though. Like
you did. You really did. I mean, James Boat were wide ahead in first, but you managed to pull away from that awkward mess on, what was it, gate 6, or I think it was gate 5, and get quite a big lead in second. Was there any sort of strategy there? I know you were doing a practice run earlier. For all intents and purposes, you were basically second for the whole race. So how did you get ahead like that?
we just kind of went with it. We kind of copied the ships in front of us at the start. We purposely delayed our anchor raise because we knew that everyone would probably crash within the first few minutes. So we went a bit behind so we could avoid the mess, and it just seemed to work out because everyone crashed and we just sailed through.
Nice stuff, nice stuff. I can confirm that for the last 10 minutes, Sushi and Noosh have been hard at work debating in the race management zone, and they have just released the 2 punishments. I will read them out for the video. It is got a 1 minute 30 time penalty. I think that got mentioned before because they failed to serve 2 of their anchor drops, and 1-0 and Friends another 2 unserved anchor drops, and therefore also got a 1 minute 30 time penalty. So both of those has been outlined from throughout the race. We did think that Cadiz had definitely not done the punishments, so I'm glad that
Cadiz is claiming that they did serve the punishments, and I thought I saw earlier one of my friends also claimed that they did the punishments. So we'll see. Stuff can change. Stuff can change.
Usually dealing with that. I'm not doing the new leaderboard just yet, so I'm going to wait until it gets finally, finalized and settled. Chudnor, how did you feel when? I mean, why did you go so wide on that final turn? Hit me with the what was the logic there?
I don't really know, to be fair. We just went with what it was, and then we knew as we were coming round we were too far out, but there just wasn't a chance to cut back in.
Bro, it hurt to watch, man.
We knew we were gonna fumble that last bit when it was going on.
It was. I remember glancing back and just being like, "Hang on a minute, where the hell is Portugal?" and panning out and just seeing Portugal 50 meters out wide of everyone else.
Hello, Noosh.
Sorry. So we heard that they weren't satisfied with the penalties. So if 1-0 and friends or Cadiz would like to join the management VC, see if they have any chance of appeal, then we are, we're just they're handling the penalties right now. So if you guys would love to appeal them, then go ahead, join management VC.
Why is Dylan down there? Hi, Dylan. Welcome up again.
I accidentally left the VC. Was that Noosh saying that
yes,
they're allowing people to appeal? Okay, so Commander 960 he's currently in the management VC appealing the decisions. There's definitely some sort of debate going on down there. It will be interesting. I mean, did we see Ari and did we see them? And Imperialistic, you can even comment because you were watching closely. Did we see 1-0 and friends or Cadiz do their punishments?
I didn't personally see.
I did not.
Because we had this debate midway through. I was suggesting we might just missed it. And to be fair,
they have recordings.
An anchor drop is quite a quick thing. Like it's not necessarily the biggest event, so it could be easily missed. Now it's not easy for the umpires to always see these things.
Even if they prove that they did do the anchor drops, it's not going to change the positions because they were already in the 9th place and they're still going to stay in 9th place. So even if they're appealing it, nothing changes at the end of it for us.
Okay, that's good in terms of leaderboard positions.
Only one that can change is Cadiz, if they're going to be in 7th place with no punishments or 8th place with punishments.
Well, Judnor, you managed to come in 10th, so that gives you 1 big point on the leaderboard, which probably won't change your position, but it is a good effort nonetheless. What are you expecting from the next race, which is the Grand Prix of St. Nick? What can we expect from Portugal Warriors next weekend?
Wow. We're going to do some bit more practice, so we'll find out. I'm very happy with the 1 point. It puts us ahead of EIC, so, always
That's
good.
What counts. That's what counts.
Well done.
Push us up from 0 points after last week's not attendance.
I can tell you, this will change your odds on my sheets calculating the bets.
Yes, we were 70-1, but
it's
we
probably
thought we were
going to increase
prove it
now
very
heavily.
But
You're going to get such high odds.
Well, you say that, but they were in second for a lot of the race.
I know. Yeah, no. Like I put it in the calculation first, and then we change them. So it just looks at the ending results first of all, and then we check how we can fix it up.
At the punishments, and it appears something's happened.
Oh, what?
Oh, the penalty has been removed. So Sushi has admitted that they clearly missed it.
1-0.
And that 1-0 have proven that actually they did carry out their punishment. Sushi has said in our group chat, he's saying he's waiting for Cadiz to appeal. And then they're going to release the final times and the final results. Would that change 1-0's position, dude? Is 1-0...
1-0 has not... No, actually not. They would stay at 9th place. But only Cadiz can change their position.
It would.
It would? How?
Yep.
Oh yeah, no, it would put them at 8.
It would put them above Cadiz in the final standings as it stands. This is only if, and will only change if Cadiz come and appeal the penalties.
A Cadiz appeal would be big, to be fair. I mean, if that now is
Oh,
reliant
right, like that. Yeah.
on the Sherry team to then decide who comes 9th or 8th, that'll be pretty big.
Yeah, it depends. If Cadiz can appeal their, punishments, then nothing changes. No, actually, no. If they do appeal it, then Cadiz will be 7th place and White gets 8th place.
Cardinal,
There you go.
finally, before we say goodbye, what are you have getting for Christmas, mate?
Oh, I'm getting a new computer actually because mine was lagging for the entire of the race, and
Oh,
I
that's
was basically doing it through a stream at some points. I'm mid battle right now. Actually, I need to tell them to a backler main. So I am going to have to go run now because I've been commanding through chat for about a minute now.
Oh god! Congrats. Well done.
So I
impressive.
am going to go run.
All right.
I believe he's fighting Naples currently.
It was good talking
He's
to
fighting Spain.
I do like
That's Spain. Well, it's a great race today.
Yeah, it was a great
Yeah.
race. I was well impressed. That was better than the Labard one, I think. Just as messy,
Indeed.
just as chaotic, but really nice, well organized. I liked the route. I know there's a lot of racers complaining about the tight turns. I think it adds a lot of drama and a lot of sort of intrigue. I think personally that's what the fun of watching it is.
It is.
I mean, Noosh, the next race is Grand Prix of Saint Nick. You made all the routes. Was there anything you remember thinking when you was making this? I mean, where in the Saint Nick race could become an issue, and what do you expect to see in terms of strategy, perhaps?
In terms of the Saint Nick race, how I had planned it,
Big
I
fat.
wanted to sort of emulate a few of the races, and because obviously we haven't really been to Saint Nick that much in the last season, so obviously I wanted to make it sort of a collage of all the different tracks. So I wanted to add quite a bit of straights. I did want to add some corners in there, so it's not just a huge straight sort of thing. So in that next race, I've collaged some sort of. I collaged. Wait, let me go check. So yeah. So I collaged some some remnants of straights, some tight corners, and some sort of medium speed corners. I wouldn't say necessarily high speed corners. I just wanted to make it sort of a very open race to plan. Pretty much.
Yeah. This is going to be like a sprint, and I think we're going to see a lot of different strategies in terms of when to attack, how to maneuver, how to position. And Noosh, what's your opinion on the racers asking for wider tracks?
Wider tracks? Well,
They
okay,
were
so
complaining in cruise zone.
Sounds
the
like
thing
NASCAR.
with wider tracks is they're not necessarily more fun. I completely understand what the racers, want. They want it easy. They want it so they, don't get penalties at some points. But I think having some close scenarios where people actually have to think and use their minds. Like, there was an amazing play. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but just to mention them, White did an amazing play earlier. I think it was at gate. Let's have a look here. They had an amazing play at gate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At 8. Gate 8. And they were behind for roll and next to red. All three of them had to tack, and that would have resulted in a penalty on one of the ships if White would have stayed there. Instead, what White did, they dropped the anchor that they had to serve for a penalty, which was very smart since they had to slow down anyway and have to go for attack anyway. So that's really smart from White. It allows for strategy to, obviously take over. It allows for people to think more in terms of tight situations and scenarios. So
yeah,
that's what we love to see with these tight racetracks. Obviously, this is probably one of the tightest, and for that to be, obviously, that I just, wanted this to be, obviously a way we can see why tight tracks are sort of, good to watch, good entertaining,
Yeah, agreed. I mean, we've also got, and I will say, White, we saw multiple times, and I commented on it during the commentary, White Squadron did really well with, the White Yacht Club, did really well with their sailing today. Really impressive stuff from their principal. Next race at St. Nick is quite wide and quite open, so that should be more strategy based and sort of long sprints. Then after that we've got St. Pierre. That's quite a tight one. That will be a tough one to watch. The Vasirian Grand Prix is going to be fascinating because it's nice and wide, but it's really technical. I think Vasiria might actually be the most technical race of the season in terms of the tight turns, the awful tacking conditions that they're going to be put under. New Somerset is always a hellish experience. So the White Hook National is going to be a brutal fight. And then I think we culminate perhaps with the worst one of them all, which is going to be the San Salvador Grand Prix, the Costa del San Salvador, which is going to be, that might be the worst one of all of them. I can't wait to see what happens on that. What is it, like the 5th and 6th gate? Around those tight turns?
Yeah.
And that's the final race. So that's going to be quite
it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, but it also allows people to build their skill and strategy from previous races. I wanted it to be sort of like a culmination of all the stuff that the crews have learned. And so I really wanted to end off on a grand track that sort of is really, really technical and has to have a lot of precision in the way that crews tackle it. And so it looks tough, but hopefully as the crews progress through the season, they start increasing and truly like understanding the way that strategy is truly used in, regatta racing. And so I hopefully think that it's a very entertaining one.
I think that's great, and I love the idea of them building the experience. You are right. Each team is going to learn from every single race. Some of the best racers and the teams are the ones that were in the previous season or that we've seen in other WSC tournaments. For example, James Boat won today. They won the October Open. Blue came second, and they practiced beforehand, and they came joint first in the previous season, and also got to the finals of the October Open. So these are teams that are routinely getting successes and are very experienced, and that's what gives you an advantage, really. And people will complain about the tight turns and whatnot. Here's what I would say to people that are upset about how tricky some of the courses are. If you're a high-quality sailor, overall the whole season, your positions will prove that. You might have one or two races where you crash out or you get blocked or something, you get unlucky. But overall, your points will hopefully will reflect your performance. So just remember that, hang in there, and remember that anything can happen. I think that's all we have for this evening. I think we can wrap this up since it's now past. Dude, do you have anything to say before we wrap up?
No, we'll see the results very soon, depending on what Cadiza do, if they can appeal it or not. Otherwise, it's been a great race, and I do hope more of you guys start betting, please. Let me do something.
Yeah. Noosh, in the race, anything to say before we wrap up?
Just some motivation to the crews, obviously. Keep it up. Okay, these races have been interesting. Yes, they may be frustrating at some points, but obviously just keep fighting for it. You never know what could happen. Obviously, Blue stole it through the end there, so it was a very interesting race until that point. So you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, just keep motivated, guys. You can still win points through the rest of the races.
It's a long season, and we're only at the start. We're only on race 2, or now race 3 of 7. We are approaching the halfway point though soon, so there's a lot to play for still. Lot to play for. Dragon, anything to say before we wrap up?
No, not particularly. Just been a very interesting race today, and I'm looking forward to the future races.
All right, thank you very much for covering. Noosh, thanks for organising and hosting, and also thanks to Sushi for handling the umpiring. I think he's probably still... He might be discussing with Cadiz, or I don't know, maybe they're not. So appreciate both of you. Dude, thanks for being with me here this evening. Big thanks to Ari as well for helping with commentary, and Imperialistic for recording. Thanks to everyone that's watching, and I think today was a great race. So we'll see you next weekend for the Grand Prix St. Nicholas. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.